Alrighty, Emily, it's been great chatting with you this morning. We briefly went over the role, the duties it entails, what my client is seeking within this purchasing assistant candidates. Now, Emily, I would love for you to jumpstart this interview itself and give me a more of a detail when it comes down to professional experience, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. So I say the vast majority of my experience would be in the hospitality management, just doing events, and also running a sales team, which I'm trying to shy away a little bit by, only because I am recently just became an empty nester and I want to really take a role that gives me the time and the schedule to go to explore my new ventures. But in terms of the purchasing, um, I did work for the property management company for Dorado Beach Resort and Club, which is a property management company that also has residential. So we would definitely had to purchase for not only for projects, for those maintenance requests from our clients, and not only purchasing, but also creating a third party billing so we can bill them later for the services. Specifically work with Granger. Granger was one of our top clients, that vendors that we had communications with and, purchase most of our products. Of course, we also try to be very local, to provide, the local market some of our business. And those times that they couldn't have the resources, then we would communicate with Granger. Following an inventory of those and also receiving was very important to matching those packing slips to my order and making sure that everything was set and we had enough product, for our projects that we had in the future. So it was very detailed. It had to be very detail oriented. I do love to be organized. That's like my number one top priority when I work and when I have an account with me. So I'm very detail oriented. Have great, just keep tracking, bookkeeping principles and skills to just keep an organized plan and trace my workload to be successful on the road.
Absolutely. And that was very, very well said, Emily. And I appreciate you giving me more of a clear detail when it comes down to your background and the purchasing as well. Now, you mentioned you worked in industries such as construction as well as hospitality, correct?
Correct. So the Dorado Beach Resort not only was a hotel, it also was a club and is a membership club with residences. So our club members actually lived in within the property. It was amazing property. And then we just discovered I was working as the executive assistant to the general manager. We saw the opportunity to create more revenue streams. And those are one of the things that we talked about. And it's like we already doing the preventive maintenance for them. Why not offer a maintenance contract where we would just come in, and that's where that role became the property manager role. And we spearheaded that project. It was really nice to see it come through fruition. I was starting to put all the inventory in the system, getting us ready, announcing it, releasing it. And then it was just a great support from the community. And it was something that was missing and we tackled it. So it was really great. So that's where that shift went from hospitality to property management kind of.
Yeah, and that really, from what I'm hearing, it shows your testimony and it shows your eagerness to want to, implement a process from the beginning to the ending. You were able to grow, even work in a different position that was created as well. So it really shows that, you're able to really have a process to start it and then to complete it to the end. Emily, I would love to know, I'm sure that you've used a few systems with a professional background. So give me a little insight as far as what systems you've utilized, such as Excel or Google, but some systems that you've utilized you're familiar with.
Microsoft Office. Actually, I'm certified in Microsoft Office. So I've used Microsoft Office. I actually created a spreadsheet just to track our vendors, track our inventories. So I actually designed that because this management system just control the inventory per se. It didn't really tell us, okay, well, we're gonna need this much for next. So I had to next project. So I had to make sure to read that spreadsheet to make sure what we were missing and kind of get us ready for the next month. So there's things that we can do on the system, but I actually like to tally myself to keep me, to keep me informed. I do enjoy learning new systems because this was a very new system that I've never actually managed, and we were successful enough to have it up and ready within 3 months. So it took a lot of research, a lot of understanding, and putting all those principles, into action. And we've created that. That was very nice. I could say that matches well kind of with this position.
Absolutely. You definitely have those transferable skills. You've done purchasing, you've done, as far as working as an executive assistant as well. What are some other roles that you've also had in your professional background?
Other than the hospitality industry, say, I did start as a conference services manager and then worked my way up as a director of catering. So it's very strong into the hospitality industry itself, with the exception of other roles when you are intermediate looking for something. So I've usually relied on temp agencies because I would say my skills are very transferable to other areas, so it helps me. But this time around, I'm looking for my long-term home. I've been since early years in the hospitality industry. All those hours go from anywhere to 60, 80 hours, and I'm really confident that I can do the job, and I've done it so well. But now I want to kind of take a step back, kind of grow with the company itself, and ready to start my long-term home, kind of where I want to be. And that's basically where I'm at in life, trying to get that position where I can contribute to the company, and learning that this position is a small, kind of family oriented. It gives me a good feeling like, okay, they can probably use my skills and I'm going to actually blend in well and help them grow, and help them, kind of get that department ready and going so they can concentrate in other, things in the company as well.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite things has been working with a more of a smaller company, because you really get to utilize your skills and there's always endless opportunities there. So I think that's one of my favorites as well, Emily. Emily, I would love to know, when are you looking to start a new role?
If the role would be offered, I am ready to start Monday if you need to.
Beautiful. Well, that sounds lovely, Emily. I'm going to go ahead and stop this interview itself. I'm going to stop the recording, but I don't want you to hang up on me. I would love to continue chatting with you.
Absolutely.
But truly, it has been a pleasure speaking to you and getting to know your professional experience.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you. Thank you.